Hi George.
Hello, mate.
Most interesting people I've ever met in terms of not just in football but in life, and he's never had doubts that he'll return, and neither have I. So it's like I've never seen someone be so dedicated to what they do.
You don't want to put the camera on me.
No?
You want to put a camera on that man.
Oh, I know, 100%.
What's like?
I'll go. So thankful for this football club for many things, and Charlie's just another one.
I'm not so sure there's many professional footballers out there that would be able to do what he's done.
Hey mate.
Morning, mate. Good.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
I'd go to the trenches with Theo. I've been there with him before, we've been successful, and I want him to be able to come to the trenches with us again.
I cannot wait to see you back. Actually, when you come back, I'll have a tear in your eye.
What he said about Nathan and the fitness guys, getting him back to fitness was brilliant for them. He's heartwarming.
I'm not going to big him up too much because he's beside me, but he's been a godsend, to be honest. Like it's tough, it's lonely, and he's been with me working every day for 8 months, so yeah, I owe him a lot, to be honest. I really do. Like, that's the truth. So keep going now. A couple more months, 4 months. We'll be there.
Not long
remember
now.
the start of the season anyway, it's how you finished
Yeah,
it. So.
exactly.
Hi George. Where do you want me to start with him? Because like, most interesting people I've ever met in terms of not just in football but in life. A ball of knowledge in ways you probably wouldn't think people would be knowledgeable. And we have some very good discussions from a range of things, but I think the biggest compliment I can give him as a person is everything he does is to the max, and we have a bit of falling out sometimes where I'm trying to pull the reins back on him because he wants to just go gung-ho with things, but that's the type of character he is. He does everything to his best and at 100 miles an hour, but it's also probably one of the reasons he's the way he is and had the career he's had and will go on to have the career he continues to have. It was an interesting case with Theo this time round because obviously it was the back of a repeat incident in the sense of he's obviously he previously injured it before I was at the club, and then I came into the club last summer. I see Theo run for the first time when we were on our trip in Marbella for a bit of warm weather training, and then you see him start to progress, and then obviously as his setback from there we started to have a fairly decent relationship early on. I felt like we were quite good characters in terms of we bounced off each other, so I think it was quite an easy decision with Keats and Melvin and the rest of the staff was for me to take a lead on a lot of Theo's work, and normally when it's just an injured player it'd be the end of it, whereas I've seen Theo pretty much from day one all the way through to now, so it's been quite nice. From my side of stuff, we get them ready for the physical demands of what they'll take outside, so a lot of the work's done in here in the gym. We're bridging the gap between we go onto the pitch and start doing more football-like movements and then starting to integrate the football and then slowly integrate them into football sessions to then hopefully go and return to play. I think the relationship between player and sports science, whatever you want to call our department, is massive. I think that's the most important thing. Like, anyone could program the perfect return to play and the perfect rehab journey from someone with an ACL injury, but a lot of the time the stuff we're getting to make Theo do or anyone in rehab is uncomfortable. It's not easy, and it's some of the toughest things you'll do both mentally and physically. You go into some dark places in the gym when you're doing your sessions when you go home, so I think being able to have that relationship with someone makes it a little bit easier. I can't speak for Theo, but for me it's not nice working with someone who's had such a bad injury and then obviously off the back of what it was originally. He had bad days, I had bad days, but we can bounce off each other and like we can pull on each other for like, so if like last year I remember we had Wrexham, Bolton and all that, so we were travelling constantly non-stop and we were in on days off, and then I come in with Theo, and Theo's like, he knew I was tired and he knew it was tough.
How not?
It bounces.
That was on the strong foot, the rules.
That was on the rules, wasn't it?
It was.
6-3.
Oh my god. Oh, it doesn't count. It's like darts, mate. If you just keep going for the triple 20 and your dart doesn't go in, it's in the rules, mate.
So he pull you through with the energy, and then other days Theo come in, he might have a bit of a down day, or he might not be feeling 100%, and I've got to then drag him from that feeling to get him ready to go and do whatever we're doing that day and push him through. And that's the most important thing as a practitioner, is the relationship building, not just from staff to staff, player to staff, whatever it is. Just, I think that's in life as well. I think you've got to be able to get on with people, and especially when you find people you do get on with, it makes things a lot easier. We've got objective markers we need to hit with the player, so Theo has to hit X, Y, Z throughout the rehab process at different times. But there'll be conversations we have with the player, is like how we go about it, what they like, what they don't like, and how they want to proceed through certain elements of the rehab. So like, I know how to get Theo to tick on a little bit more. So like some of the stuff we used to do on the bike, I don't think any sane person would enjoy doing it. But it's like, how do you speak to Theo in his language to where he knows why he's beneficial, but also get him to do, like some of the sessions he'll have done in the bike room was like going into some dark places in terms of, I don't think anyone would have wanted to do it. So.
Makes the run uphill and upwind. Depends if I'm not hitting 94.
Also Theo's background, he's got family who are really good cyclists, and he's a machine when it comes to that sort of thing. So he's like quite like being on the bike, even though it was tough conditioning work. He preferred to be on a bike than, let's say, on the skier or on the assault bike. So it's not just me leading the rehab, it is player led as well. So you're starting to get these ideas of what they like and how they prefer to work. Challenges with Theo, to be honest, I don't think I've had that many. I think him as a person, he's demanding, but I like that, because if he's not demanding of me, it can make you slack a little bit. I think the biggest one is slowing him down. We're not slowing him down to slow the rehab journey down. We're slowing him down because we've got to put reins on him sometimes, because he wants to keep, what's the next thing, what's the next thing? His pain threshold's so high, he sometimes probably doesn't know when enough is enough with what we're doing with certain exercises. So you've got to learn how to rein him in, but also he challenges you with questions in ways of like, why are we doing this? How is this going to help me? When are we going to do this? What's the next stages? And you're always on your toes with him. But like, it does spark quite a lot of good conversations, and it makes you, one, know what you're talking about, but two, it's quite an enjoyable thing because we can have some good debates. Debates me and Theo have had. What animal in the animal kingdom's got the best smell? Biggest distance they can smell from. That was one. Music, always a big one. So we have quite a lot of debates on genres, artists, who we like the most, who we don't, why. Football is probably sometimes the last thing in being a United fan, me being a Liverpool fan. So the last year's been quite good for me. To be honest, most of the time it's not football related unless we're working. He'll ask questions and we'll have debates about what we think the future will look like with him. But a lot of the time it's more trivial stuff, but it gets quite good because I'm quite into my history and he's quite a knowledgeable man on that, so we have quite a few debates on some interesting topics. They want to know the timelines of when do you think I'll play again? Do you think I'll be the same player that I was before? Timeline's never fixed in place, and it's always, we're doing what's best for them physically, mentally, and also so when they come back they're in a position to perform to the best version of Theo. So we want him to come back and look 10 times better than he was before, and I truly believe that'll be the case. It'd be questions like, am I going to be faster than I was before? Is my knee going to be stronger than before? Theo, there's no doubt about it, like the way you work and the way we plan things, we'll push you to a level where you are stronger, fitter, faster than you ever was before, and thankfully it's been the case. So like, he's now faster than he was previously by I think about just under 10% from pre-injury. So from a speed point of view, you're expecting him to come back as another level of athlete. His strength numbers are all through the roof, and fitness-wise, he's unlike any footballer I've worked with before. He's just a monster physically. So from that side of things, he's going to be putting himself in a good place. So that was always, in my eyes, was never, are you going to come back the same player? It's how can we make you better than you was before, especially physically. Probably one of the most competitive people I've seen. So he competes with himself, not just other people. So he wants to push himself to levels that are above just within this squad and himself. It's like he aspires to be so much greater than he's ever been before. So it's like, how do I facilitate that, but also do it in a way that's safe for him?
Excellent. Smile for the camera.
Are you K9?
Some of the questions he's like always wanting to know where he is compared to other people in the squad and then also in the league. It's hard because some players just get on with things and just do what you ask him to do, no questions about it, where he wants to know the reasons why. But I think that's a sign of someone who actually cares about what they're doing. There's been a belief both for myself and Theo that that's not ever been in doubt, that he'll come back and play to the level he was. And I think the way we are, we're quite honest with each other, but we've never really had discussions where he's not believed himself he'll come back to that player. Like I say, he's probably one of the most driven people I've ever met, and that's a credit to himself that he's never really faltered, in the sense of he wants to be what he was before and better, and he's never had doubts that he'll return, and neither have I. I've never seen someone be so dedicated to what they do.
You never thought you'd see the day, yeah?
Back with the lads?
Yeah.
Buzzing?
Yeah, bring the tempo up a little bit.
Seeing him back in now, it's, you know what, it's a bit weird because like you've gone 8 or 9 months where you're working together every day, just me and him, and now seeing him back with other people, one, is brilliant and it put a smile on your face, but there's also that element of, have we done everything right? Is everything strong enough? Can he cope with this? And have I helped him get to the level where he can just seamlessly transition into training and not look out of place like he's been out for so long?
You don't want to put the camera on me.
No?
You want to put the camera on that man.
Oh, I know. 100%.
What a sight.
Watching him, it makes you quite proud to see the journey he's been on and to where he is now. And you look at him in training, he's doing so well. It's really pleasing.
That was decent, that.
I think as a character he's quite consistent in terms of he's so driven, he's such a lively character, and I think you see from the start of the journey, it's like when he first got the diagnosis again, that was quite a dark place and it weren't nice to see.
The decision's been made to go back in for more surgery. Yeah, which means the end of my season. It's a tough one to take. But your support and love for the last 8 months is kind of what has driven me in the darker times in this first part of my rehab. So I appreciate that a lot, thank you. And yeah, it's a dark chapter in the story of my career, but it's not the end, not yet.
They were upset and you could see that in him, and it's not himself to where he is now, and he's like 100 mile an hour in training and you see him having a laugh, but you see that competitive side come out and the fiery side of Theo come out, but in a good way. And it's nice to see where he's come from after that second time round to where he is now. It's like, it's amazing really. Nice top. He's a madman. He's got a soft heart even though he comes across the opposite way. Nice. He's one of the most unique but also coolest people I've ever met. And it's been a pleasure working with him and obviously seeing where he's going to go on now. So I'm Nathan Redmond. I'm the head of physical performance here at Leyton Orient, and I've been Theo's friend for the last, well, friends for the last however long. So So yeah.
We met at our friend Ben Love's Summer of Love parties that he threw. I guess towards at the end of uni. There's nothing too crazy. I know it's a great
music,
it's a great sounding
dancing.
Yeah, it's a great sounding theme, I know. But yeah, no, I think it was just like he threw it in his third year of uni and second year, like end of his second year in the third year of uni.
2019.
Yeah, a couple of my friends from school who studied at Bristol and Bath, they then subsequently knew Ben. Still doesn't explain actually why you know all of them. So yeah, that's a long story. But yeah, Charlie was there and he ended up giving me a lift home the next day. And
Made friends in the car.
Yeah. That's pretty much that's the story. The only times I would really probably, well, we stayed in touch, but the only times I would see was when I would come down from Lincoln to London for that terrible season that I had in the COVID era. But even then, like for a lot of that, you couldn't even come down and do stuff. Everyone was locked away. So yeah, not until actually really like did I sign for Orient. Once again, I'm so thankful for this football club. I'm so thankful for this football club for many things. And Charlie's just another one.
As am I.
Yeah. So yeah, I think once everyone had moved back to London, including myself for the football reasons, yeah, we're all just hanging out all the time, and that was kind of that. So yeah, for the last like 4.5 years, we've been close buddies.
We've always lived within 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
Champions League nights in the week.
Yeah. Lots of Charlie's homemade cooking, which is
lots of my cooking.
Yeah.
That's why we're in such good shape.
Yeah.
Unique. Passionate. Energetic. Stubborn.
Yeah.
Warm. Funny.
Nice.
Bizarre. Yeah.
I think it's pretty good adjectives there. Seven of them.
Tried to keep it relatively balanced.
I think that's
too positive.
I think it's politely positive.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we like a lot of the same things. Important basis for a friendship, whether it be like music, football, food. I think we've got quite a similar sense of humour, which is probably a bad thing to admit on camera.
I think we balance each other quite well also, if I'm allowed to interject as well. I think you're a hell of a lot more calm than I am.
I was going to say level-headed, yeah.
Yeah. If a situation, not necessarily a bad situation, but if just something occurs, you'll react in a way that's like I'll be a lot more emotionally reactive as opposed to you. I think probably most of the time it's probably better to not be emotionally reactive, but I suppose sometimes you can I think being emotional, I quite like being an emotional human being also. And so I don't know. I think the two sort of balance each other. Not that you're emotionless, by the way. before anyone sort of takes that from, I'm not saying that at all. But you take your time to think things through a little bit more than I do.
You do the opposite.
Yeah. I suppose for that is sometimes you're always quite a good bouncing board for me anyway. Yeah, definitely.
We can speak about a lot of like serious stuff. We speak quite. Yeah, I think we're quite good in that sense.
Yeah.
Our friendship's built on like fun and whatnot, but I think because of what you described, we often go to each other for advice. Probably because we're not looking for our own advice parroted back.
That's
looking for the other opinion.
That's actually a really good way of putting it. Yeah.
I mean, I remember when you had, I want to say like the first phase of the injury, there were like options on the table, and we spoke a lot about what the right things to do, helped each other talk through like weighing up pros and cons of stuff. You came over to mine the day that you found out that it hadn't gone as planned, the first operation. And I think, I mean, talking about being emotional, that was quite an emotional evening.
That was rough, yeah.
But no, I think like all of our friends have been strong and important, and I don't know, personally I do feel like it's an important role as a friend to like it's easy to be a mate when things are easy and happy, and I don't know, you're at a party or you're having dinner together or whatever, but it's
when
I don't know, it's more important when the chips are down or when your mate's not
struggling.
Struggling.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, you kind of find out.
Your roommates are.
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, like, some people are, I suppose, more emotionally available. Friends, and you're obviously one who's been like there for me throughout, to be honest, and I've relied on you quite a lot through, like you say, that like the day of the re-rupturing, or not actually the day of the re-rupturing, but the day of the news of the re-rupturing. It was straight over to yours for dinner, and then there was you, me, Ahmad, Bart, Becca, and Lottie, and yeah, I think I'm very grateful to have people like Charlie in my life, to be honest, who, because obviously my parents and stuff aren't down here. I've got no family or anything down here. So when news like that gets broken to you, you've only really got your friends to rely on, and so I'm glad I've got this guy to rely on for sure.
I was having a dinner party that you weren't invited to.
Yeah, you were, yeah.
And then you called me and were like, I've just had this news, and I was like, you're like, what are you doing tonight? I was like, right, have we got enough seats?
Yeah.
And then just had a chat and you came over for dinner.
Martin Ling broke the news to me. He sat me in the office with Keaton, and I kind of had a funny feeling. I don't know. Well, I could sense they were all. No one wanted to actually really say what had happened. To be honest, I was like, "What is it?" And they're like, "It's not good news." And I was like, "Okay, how good news is not good news?" And they were like, "Your ACL's gone again." I didn't really believe them at first. I don't know. I think it's like this kind of like defense mechanism / shock. You just like refuse to believe it.
I feel like as well you were training and stuff, and your knee was quite.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
well, felt quite stable, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd had that incident in a training session where it puffed up like a balloon. I got it drained. They took a load of fluid out, like 100 and something millilitres of fluid out of it. But that wasn't uncommon during the first rehab. I was getting it drained quite regularly. Not to that extent, obviously, but I was getting the knee drained quite regularly. This was like an enormous amount of fluid that they took out. And then I was training again for the next couple of weeks after that until we got it re-MRI'd just to make sure that everything was okay. And obviously it turns out that everything was far from okay. The graft had completely re-ruptured and we were back to square one 7 months later. I can't actually remember what you cooked up for dinner.
Oh no, I can.
Chicken? It was chicken, wasn't it?
It was chicken, yeah. Chicken, rice and broth.
Yeah, chicken, rice and broth.
Nice and healthy for you as always.
Yeah.
I thought we weren't going to cook that until I knew you were coming.
Well, I don't know, I mean, we were lucky because Ahmad was over from Berlin, who's obviously like a very close friend of mine as well. And Bart had moved out of your place by that point, so it was quite nice to have Bart. Charlie lived with three of our close friends, but Bart had left by that point, so it was nice to, I don't know, come over and see like three of my real closest friends and just kind of, I don't know, have, I guess, a distraction first and foremost, and like someone away from football or someone away from like either my agent or my parents to speak to about it and have a different sort of perspective on things. And yeah, it was a pretty emotional evening, to be honest.
Lots of tears.
Wasn't a dinner party you had planned, but yeah.
Came in and ruined it, man. Couple of glasses of red wine, tears came rolling.
Yeah.
No, it was nice though.
Yeah, it was.
Well, again, it's one of those things that like it's important in those moments to be able to like be like that and be emotional and have friends that are comfortable with you doing that.
Yeah, and are also emotional back.
Yeah, emotional back. Yeah. Yeah, no, we weren't just sitting there like stern faced with you crying. Wasn't quite like that.
No, it wasn't like that at all. Or else that'd be a bit weird, really.
Yeah.
Crash your dinner party and come cry.
Do you mind? I remember really well. Though.
Yeah, I know. Same. It's quite a vivid memory of mine.
You had a black polo neck on. You look like The Rock.
Yeah, and I was a shaven head at that point probably as well.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I'm extremely lucky to have people close to me who are such good people, are such good friends, good listeners, understand. I mean, it's like, I think it's probably quite difficult it's difficult for a lot of people to kind of understand. Like, people see a football player when he's injured and it's kind of, oh well, so what? He's still getting paid, and like, you know, now he doesn't even need to do the hard work or whatever. But that's not it at all. Like, being a footballer, having the football taken away from you is not as extreme as having your whole life taken away from you, but it's having your identity taken away from you. It's your purpose. You're completely purposeless. So to be purposeless for such a long time, although I've obviously managed to switch to having a purpose quite strongly in my head of just like, you're getting back fit, and then even on the second rehab, you kind of switch it on and it's like, right, well, the purpose is to get back fit. And I do think that takes quite a strength of character, which I think I've shown throughout this process, but it's not without the help of having friends around, just even there to sort of distract you during the week, just like you said, watching the football, going out for a bite to eat, or just like meeting up for a coffee and chatting, and just, I don't know, just being there on the phone. Gone on a couple of holidays and that kind of thing when we're allowed to get away. We've gone away the last couple of years, haven't we? Which is always a nice kind of like blow off of steam. Without Charlie specifically, obviously, but like without a number of my friends, it would have been so much more difficult to actually do this. I mean, I can't imagine if I was still at Lincoln, for example, and going through I've used this example a couple of times now, but it's just, good. If I was stuck up in the East Midlands by myself, with the best will in the world, I don't think you would have taken, phone calls of me.
A phone call would be alright. I'm not coming there.
It'd have been so much more challenging. So I'm very, very grateful to have him and others around.
I reckon football's 5%. It's definitely not the thing that we bonded over.
No.
It's a happy coincidence that we both love football. And we're both very good footballers.
Yeah. Not kidding. Got quite a passion for movies.
We've even saw a film in the week.
Yeah, went to see one battle after another, which I highly recommend to you all. Although by the time this is coming out, I hope you'll have all seen it a long time ago.
I feel like at a stage in friendship where you've got so many like shared mates, shared experiences, whatever, plans coming up, plans that have happened, that it's not sort of big subjects per se, but more.
I mean, we see each other, I think, the longest
times a week.
Couple times a week probably, and if it's longer than that, it's like once every 2 weeks. So like, that's sort of it. So yeah, the conversation around, sure, there's like how's work, and that's sort of, it's probably 5% innocent.
I've stopped asking you that recently.
Yeah, you've stopped asking me that. I quite like finding out how Innocent's getting on. So yeah, it's like
other smoothies are available.
Yeah. Canine was terribly disappointed when he. Don't explain this, please.
You want to?
Yeah, I would love to. Canine's there.
We were talking about. So I work for Innocent, the smoothie brand, or the drinks company, I should say, as we make juice as well. And you had a particular favourite, the strawberry and banana flavour, and as a result of some changes to what you have to display on the front of pack, we had to add apples. Even though it's already in the recipe, we had to write strawberry, bananas and apples. He stopped buying it. Recipe hasn't changed. But he stopped buying it. Muppet.
I do always try and answer that question, how are you getting on and how long left, with sort of dignity, but like, my God, I don't half get sick of answering it, to be honest.
Noted.
Especially when, it's subject to change. So yeah, to just have friends away from football that we've got like our own lives and our own things going on, and like football is completely sort of detached from it is it's very nice, and like it's always been something that I think I've kind of needed, really. I think like when I've been somewhere where football is your whole life, and it never brought the best out of me on the pitch. Now I know I've had such a long period off the pitch, and I've managed, and it's actually been probably even more beneficial. But even when I'm back playing and stuff, it's always been important for me to have friends who like really couldn't care less that I'm a football player or whatever else, and just like actually we're friends because we're friends and we have similar taste in.
And most of our lot are based, we're 15-20 minutes away, which is really nice.
Yeah. I mean, everyone seems to have migrated to Clapton now, really. So I'm a 10-minute line bike away from everyone these days, but it's all right. It's not the end of the world at all.
We've got quite an open friendship anyway, even pre-injury. So I think you talked about being emotional. I'd seen those sides of you already. I think obviously when you go through something like this, maybe those elements can be exaggerated. You can see them in different scenarios. So I don't want to say like I learned a brand new Theo, but I think definitely I saw more. I don't know. There was more vulnerability. We spoke more about trickier topics. We probably got a lot closer.
Yeah.
As a result. So yeah.
And also, she's forgetting to say I've grown up lots in these last 19 or 20 months as well. I've grown up hugely in that time.
Got your haircut.
I got your hair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a part of Theo that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Gorgeous locks, man. To be honest, somewhat surreal. It's been so long. It's quite funny to think about you playing football again, but no, I think we're all, like, as a friendship group, we're really excited. Like, we're really, really excited for you, but also we're really, really excited to sort of be there in that moment. I think it's going to be really special. We're sort of planning how we do it as a friendship group, but I think it'll be quite emotional as well. I think it's been, by then it'll be what, 18, 19, 20 months, coming up 2 years.
Yeah, 20, 21 months or something like that. Yeah, it'll be a good day.
It'll be a good day. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Nice.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. That was good.
Good afternoon and welcome to Orient Live. And what a treat we've got for you today here in the E10 studio as the O's prepare to take on Mansfield on the road. We've got a couple of legends in the studio with me. We've got Theo, Archibald and Jordan Graham.
First of all, I want to just say that I think the Orient fans have had a connection with Theo, obviously a lot longer than me. He's been here longer than me, and we had an instant connection when we first came to the club straight away, and I admire who he is as a person and how hard he works, and it's seeing him grow mentally, physically over the last 2 years. I'm not so sure there's many professional footballers out there that would be able to do what he's done. So seeing that firsthand, I think is really inspirational, and it's helped me in a dark time for me. I've had a really difficult 2 years as well here, which I wish it could have been different, but it hasn't been the case.
Like, I had Jordan for inspiration the whole way, and he helped me. Like, I can't even actually, I don't have the superlatives to describe how he helped me through that. And then this time around, I mean, it's uncanny that we're both born on the same birthday, and yet here we are with the same, doing re-rupturing rates. We've connected as a full brotherhood and a friend for life in Jordan. That's a touching tribute that you gave to me, but like, and I'm not going to be able to do better than that because this guy works on Sky all the time. But I just want to say that I reciprocate everything that he said to me, and we've been in it together, and touch this nice wooden table here.
There's light at the end of the tunnel for both of us. Right?
Yeah, and we'll be back on the pitch wearing an orange shirt together again, because for the probably 10 games, 8 games or something that we played, we had a lot of fun.
No, for sure.
We had a lot of fun. So yeah, it's been a hell of a journey for us both. But good things come out of these trials and tribulations that life throws at us, and that's the way that we've both had it. Like, he's strong as an ox mentally, and helped me in my first time, and then I learned from that, and therefore the second time around I've been able to help him, and I'll be like, hey, it won't be long before you're doing what I'm doing, etc. as well. So yeah,
appreciate it, brother.
We got this, man.
Appreciate it.
We got it.
Morning, mate. Good.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, where are we off to today?
We are off to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. No, we're not. We're off to the Tottenham Hotspur training ground. It'd be nice if we're off to the stadium, to be fair.
Yeah.
We're off to Tottenham Hotspur training ground for a friendly match, on which I'm partaking in for the first time in 21 months. So yeah.
Obviously, it's been 21 months. I'm looking forward to sort of getting into playing a game for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, it's going to be good fun. Obviously waited for this for quite a long time. It was supposed to be last week. It didn't end up happening last week. So I've just been kind of waiting for the next Wednesday to come around, and it's come around today, which is nice. So I'm just looking forward to putting the strip back on and getting a bit of a run around again.
is it sort of like a range of emotions between like excitement, maybe feeling a bit nervous, maybe?
Not really. I mean, I think it'll be different when there's obviously like a crowd and stuff there. But I mean, this for me is obviously just like it's still kind of part of like getting my fitness back up and so forth. Just obviously in a match day setting. So I'm just looking forward to it. Really, to be honest, I don't expect like. You know, don't go in expecting too much of myself from it. Just like get out of it what I can, try and do the simple things right, and yeah, just get like a good 30 minutes under my belt, and yeah.
Do you sort of see this as like a milestone ticked off in terms of on your road to recovery?
Yeah, I think definitely. Yeah.
The next
you can do all the training in the world, but actually, like until you start playing in matches, it's kind of all futile, to be honest.
Would customers please note that due to a short
yeah, it's another box to take off, definitely. Yeah.
And do you sort of have any, say, pre-match rituals? I know you've got your coffee there, but is there anything that you sort of do on the game?
It's an early ritual for me, to be honest. Nah, not really, to be honest. I mean, I'll have like my music on or something like that, but I don't like, you know, like rub my left ankle 11 times before stepping onto the, you know, like, or whatever, like rubbish. Well, it's not rubbish, but no, I just sit around and have a laugh, and get stretched, and get my knee warm and whatever. Well, that's my new thing. Actually, to be fair, that's my new ritual. It's probably going to be like my knee mobs. I'll need to get them done every time I play a game. Yeah, knee mobility work, and then some stretching and that kind of thing. I'll be like Prats was whenever I used to come in at like 1:30. Prats was already like, all of his toes were already all strapped up. He was like, you know, already on a band and stretching and stuff. I was like, mate, like, game's not kicking off for another hour and a half. I'm just full stomach from breakfast. But I'll probably end up more like Prats now, to be honest. I think we're, well, I don't know what time it is, 9:05 or something just now. We're not supposed to report till 10:30. I need to get in there early and start getting my stuff done. So yeah, that's my new ritual, is just preparation.
Yeah. And obviously, as you're playing for the first time in a long time, is it like, obviously it's going to come natural to you, obviously you're not going to lose that, but is it going to feel a bit sort of like, oh, like I'm actually kicking a ball in a match again? Like, what's that feeling like?
Well, I'll let you know.
Yeah, you'll find out after the game.
I think it'll be pretty much, like, especially because it kind of feels like it's sort of like it's in between a training match and a match, you know, it kind of bridges that gap a little bit. I think we're suddenly getting chucked into like,
the next stop is Rectory
a
Road.
rockets or a cauldron, and immediately you're probably like, you know, a bit more nerved up. But no, I'm just excited for today. Really, I'm just looking forward to getting a proper run round it. I think I'll be a bit flowing, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel fit and everything, but everyone says match fitness is completely different to sort of just training fitness. But I've been convinced of otherwise. I've said that I'm as fit as I've ever been. You know, I've been doing so much running and blah blah blah. So we'll find out today whether or not match fitness is actually a completely different thing or not.
Yeah. Is that what you're sort of just trying to get out from it, really? Just sort of just building that fitness again?
Yeah, not even fitness, but like sharpness. Just sort of like, even I suppose like getting used to the kind of patterns of play. Just the sort of the tempo of things, the spaces, that sort of thing. Which you can't really replicate during a training session. Yeah.
Get both sides done. Standing still, not pending. See him, Red.
Yes, Theo. Did you get how many times did you get sick in the way control?
Well done, Claudio. Keep it that way then, Claudio.
Well done, Theo. Well done, Theo.
Can we? Good. Deal with it early. Deal with it early.
Theo, you're officially back registered as a Leyton Orient player. I think the smile says it all, but how does that feel?
Yeah, great. Really bloody great. Sorry for the profanity already, 5 seconds into the interview. I'm relieved. A lot of gratitude to a lot of people because it's been obviously a tough journey, as we'll probably go on, but chomping at the bit, as a gaffer would say, to get back to. I'm not sure I have the superlatives to explain how strongly my feeling is to just wanting to get out there and play my first game back.
It's been a journey full of challenges and a couple of setbacks, I'm sure. How would you, if you can, sort of bite-size the last 20 months or so?
Truthfully, the most difficult 21 months of my life. I've just stayed as driven as I always was, the same way when I'm out on the pitch. I'm driven and I give 100%, and I've given 100% to both rehabs.
Who are the people who have played a particularly important role in this journey?
First and foremost, Nathan Redmond. He's pushed me, even when I think I'm doing everything right, he still pushed me, but I owe him, honestly, I owe him so much, seriously. I think people have probably seen that video of the sort of time when we ran together for the first time. He posted it, and that warm embrace at the end, that's the sort of thing that we have together. He says to me all the time, he's like, I think I'm probably more excited to see you back on the pitch than you probably are to be back on the pitch, and because that's how he works. He's been so focused on me and driven me, so I owe him a huge level of gratitude. Obviously the other people in the medical department as well, who haven't worked with me quite as much, but Harv and Keaton as well, obviously, deserve credit. But beyond that, the coaching staff, you know, I've got to say a big thank you to them. I guess just to round off, I've got to say thank you to everyone who's been a part of that journey, because it's been tough, and without them, without some of my closest friends, my mum and dad, it would have made it a hell of a lot more difficult. And that's the joy about being at this football club, is that there are so many good people there that help you when you're in, like I said, the toughest 20 months of my life to date. Like you can see, this is obviously like touched a nerve. We actually need to start talking about it. How can I use this positively to impact everyone else around me? It's so sad that I've been keeping up tabs with Tesco's ice prices, which is utterly absurd.
See you later, well done, lad. I appreciate it.